Welcome back, or if this is your first time, welcome in. Today I'm going to review a movie called The Croods, A New Age. Just came out this week, Thanksgiving week. This was directed by Joel Crawford. If you're familiar with the first film, The Croods, he's actually not the director that directed the first one. So this one had a different direction and different kind of film altogether. All the characters are back. All their favorite characters are back. There is a new family on board. Leslie Mann stars in this movie, Peter Dinklage, and Kelly Marie Tran. The movie is about the prehistoric family, the Croods, coming back, and they are challenged by a rival family called the Bettermans, and they are more evolved. The Croods came out 7 years ago. This movie was supposed to actually come out in 2017. It was delayed multiple times. Honestly, I kind of forgot about it, and then it just kind of appeared this year that it was coming out, and I thought that was pretty cool. What you'll notice different about this film compared to the first one is this one has more, I think, of a storyline. It's not as choppy as kind of the first one was. I mean, I did like the first one, but I feel like I like this movie a lot more because it was more of a direct story. You'll notice that this movie has a very colorful stream to it, and it is also I believe a bit more silly than the first one. The first one, there's a lot of jokes, but I feel like this one has a lot more. There's a lot of different kind of jokes. There's one scene in the movie where Thunk, he sees this piece of board, and basically he thinks it's like a TV basically, and that was pretty cool. The movie had a $65 million budget, and they spent $19 million on marketing for this movie, which actually is low for those kind of standards. I feel like this movie has enough advertisement. Whether people will go and see it is another story, but I enjoyed it personally. I think that the kids will like it, and I think you should take your kids to go see it. What I liked about this movie is you have two different families. They're clashing. They come from two different kinds of times. You have the Croods that are very old school. They lived in caves. In the first film, they're kind of afraid to do a lot of different things. And then you have the Bettermans that build this life, and they have all these nice things. They have an actual toilet. They have a dishwasher. These are things that the Croods never had, and they're very reluctant to using these kinds of things. The dad, Grug, he's used to them all kind of sleeping together. The Bettermans, they are more of, privacy and independent. Grug is very reluctant to want to do that. And what I liked about this film is, with those two different sides, you kind of, the Bettermans are kind of judgy towards the Croods, and so vice versa with Grug with the Bettermans. And what I liked about this movie is you have these two families clashing, and basically in the movie they're working together against another common enemy that you'll see later in the film. I won't kind of dive too much into it, so you can check it out. But in the film, they're working against this enemy. And as they're working against this enemy, you see that they kind of grow onto each other, and they kind of are more friendly to each other and more accepting. And that was really cool in the movie, because I just felt like it's something good for kids to see. Someone may be different from you, but you shouldn't judge them by their differences, and there's always a way to work out problems and issues. I just thought that was a good kind of lesson for kids to see in the movie. Nothing new, of course, but just a good thing for a kid's movie. But those are my thoughts for this movie. I'm actually going to give this movie an A. I really like this movie. It's probably one of my favorites of the year. I don't think that for the majority of the population, this will probably be a hit for some others. Most of the reviews I've seen have been kind of average or mixed. But for me, I disagree, and I really like this movie a lot. I think you should check it out. Take your kids to go see it. But if you like this review, give it a like, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts of the movie. I know a lot of people didn't know this movie was coming out this week, but if you don't know, now you do. And you guys have a good night, and I'll talk to y'all later.